Last time we played, the Council informed us about the emergence of a new group that had aligned themselves with the alien invaders, EXALT. These mysterious foes are working in the shadows to sow distrust and chaos in XCOM allied nations, risking them pulling out of the program completely and falling to the aliens. This is an unacceptable outcome. With countless lives on the line, something has to be done. And so we call on Bull. He's been an incredible soldier on the battlefield, easily one of our best, but he's about to face his greatest challenge yet, covert operations. Bull is going to infiltrate an area currently under EXALT's hold, gather information, and then contact us for extraction. He can only go in with a pistol, no shotgun, no armor, but I'm confident he can make it work. The man works fast, and before we know it, it's time to pull him out of there. We gear up the usual suspects to rescue him. Whiskey, Buster, Forklift, and Crash, plus Stephanie Parker and Daniel Jones to train up our newest sniper and assault soldiers. We've also upgraded Forklift's mech suit with a restorative mist dispenser, allowing him to release a burst of healing to all the soldiers close to him, though with the drawback being that it can't stabilize soldiers that are bleeding out. That will require Stephanie's more direct hand. Forklift also has a brand new railgun to replace his old machine gun. Operation Twisted Law begins. The objective? To defend the transmitter from EXALT forces until they've been wiped out from the area. Luckily, the enemy is unable to identify the transmitter for destruction until they capture the encoder's area for 3 turns. This gives me a lot of wiggle room to work with. We rush our soldiers towards the encoder zone until we come face to face with our first EXALT soldiers, who are admittedly quite sharply dressed. I'd maybe lose the bandanas, but that's just me. You know what, this doesn't matter, it's not a fashion game. Dr. Valen comments on their appearance, noting that their features don't look quite perfectly human, and they may have been upgraded with alien genetics. Forklift gets to try out his fancy new railgun, dealing 9 damage in one shot and absolutely obliterating the first of these enemy soldiers. Whiskey damages a second one, leaving it at 2 health, while Buster lays down suppression fire to dissuade him from attempting to move. As Crash kills the 3rd soldier, I move Bull up in the hopes of stunning and capturing one of these guys for interrogation. Unfortunately, the last remaining one decides to try and make a break for it, and Buster's reaction fire kills him immediately. It's actually fine though, because at the end of the enemy turn reinforcements arrive, and one of the new soldiers takes cover in the exact same place, behind the exact same car, right before it blows up and leaves him at 2 health, so we're right back to where we started, I guess. Bull's attempt to stun this soldier fails regardless, and I don't want to risk him taking any damage right now, so we have Whiskey just kill him and resolve to try again later. For now, we'll keep moving soldiers towards the encoder. I decide to move Forklift, Crash, and Daniel to the roof to deal with enemies there, leaving Bull, Buster, Whiskey, and Stephanie on the ground floor to deal with the reinforcements before they can even attempt to get to the roof. As waves of soldiers descend upon us, the squad works with incredible efficiency. The ground floor and rooftop teams work together in harmony, distracting and taking down soldier after soldier. It seems like for all the hype they got, these guys are just basic dudes without any special ability. Wait, what? One of them has taken out a medkit and healed himself. The support unit? Another one takes a rocket launcher off his back and wounds both Forklift and Daniel, and that confirms my suspicions. These guys have the exact same classes as our soldiers. A dark mirror reflecting back on us, showing what we could have become in a darker timeline. And I have a sinking feeling that the longer it takes for us to take EXALT down for good, the higher rank their soldiers will become, the more danger they'll pose to our program and, by proxy, the world. As Daniel retreats to heal himself, we continue taking out EXALT before they can show us what other abilities they have. Bull successfully stuns their medic, securing us a captive to take back home. It turns out these guys are so dedicated to their cause that they would rather off themselves than risk leaking any information by being captured. We spend the next few turns wiping out the rest of their soldiers, while also witnessing some of the iconic XCOM bad luck, but happening to the enemy for a change. In the end, with 16 EXALT soldiers dead, not a single turn lost on the encoder defense, and only 2 soldiers out of 7 even taking damage, Operation Twisted Law comes to a close. Promotions first, Forklift takes expanded storage, allowing extra uses of his restorative mist per mission, as well as boosting the ammo capacity of his railgun by 50%. Crash gets the will to survive, man am I jealous, and Stephanie, now nicknamed Solo, takes the damn good ground perk. With this covert op complete, panic in France has been reduced, we've earned 150 credits, and we've determined that EXALT's main base is not located in a country that has territory in the Arctic Circle. This rules out the US, Canada, and Russia, but there are still too many variables in play. We'll need to run additional operations to find out for sure. As soon as we're back, we hear word of a large scout UFO that's touched down in Canada. We send out the same squad to clear it out, replacing the injured Daniel with Bull, fresh off his infiltration and back in full gear. Operation Unceasing Profit actually goes off pretty much flawlessly. Aside from Crash panicking when a muton yells within earshot, we really need to do something about that anxiety of his. We fight thin men, sectoids, floaters, mutons, and the outsider without much resistance at all. Bull manages to both stun and capture our first ever muton, as well as pull off this unexplainable shot on a sectoid. Regardless, mission complete, with 11 kills and only minor injuries on Bull, not even enough to require rest. Bringing home a live muton not only allows an interrogation, but it gives us our first chance to bring home the equipment they carry. As with every other alien unit we've faced so far, their equipment self-destructs when they die, but if they're taken alive, it can be salvaged. Amongst this equipment is an alien grenade, which acts the same as the regular frag grenade we've been using, but deals 5 damage instead of 3. More alien abduction sites come up, and we opt to go to Japan as they have the highest panic level out of the 3 options presented. We bring the usual gang and clear Operation Shattered Shroud just as handily as the last one. I even take out the last enemy with a blind grenade throw into an area I wasn't even sure they were still hiding in.
Chalk up another one.
From this mission, Solo becomes a lieutenant and takes Disabling Shot, following once again in Demon's footsteps. Bull, now a colonel and deservedly equal rank with Whiskey as our top soldiers, takes Killer Instinct, which gives him 50% more critical damage after he activates Run and Gun. This man will be a deadly force with all of his crit-based abilities and equipment. I award the Council Medal of Honor to Crash, honestly valuing the will bonus more than the aim one, considering how prone he is to panicking at the slightest inconvenience. We buy the new guy perk from the officer training school, which makes all recruits automatically the lowest rank of a random class rather than join as a classless rookie. We ask for 6 new soldiers to bolster the ranks and hopefully round out our class numbers. We'll see how successful we are when they arrive. With the council report incoming at the end of this week, and much of the world succumbing to panic, it's time to launch some satellites to calm down the people and boost our upcoming monthly funding. We decide to launch over South Africa, Egypt, India, and France, doubling our previous number of active satellites. With the skeleton suit research completed, we interrogate our captured muton, gaining a boost to our research speed on plasma-based weapons, and finally having the plasma research speeds down to a reasonable time frame, we begin researching plasma pistols right after that. The Foundry completes the improved med kit, making every use heal 6 health instead of 4, or when used by a support unit with the Savior perk, like Whiskey, it will now heal a whopping 10 HP. With an eventful week under our belt, we receive the Council's report for this month. Between all our covered countries, we're supplied with 7 scientists, 7 engineers, and nearly 1,300 credits to do whatever we want with.
We are extremely impressed with the progress of the XCOM project thus far, Commander.
Our first order of business is to purchase extra Raven interceptors for the new territories we cover. We now have satellites over at least 1 country on every continent, so I want to have 2 Ravens for each continent as a starting point. I start the Foundry on a couple new research projects as well. First up, ammo conservation, which boosts ammo capacity for all weapons, going so far as to double them for some soldiers. Tactical rigging, which allows soldiers to bring a second grenade, equipment, or utility item into battle. And finally, we take that single alien grenade we were able to safely salvage from our muton captive, and begin carefully researching it in order to make this more damaging one the new standard grenade for all of our soldiers. I clear out more space in the base, nearly completely open for construction now, and save some funds for building power stations. Once the plasma pistol research completes, we also research Illyrium, which will allow us to make Illyrium generators that supply a massive 30 power to the base, compared to the regular power generators which give 6. This research is disrupted by EXALT, sending us back 2 days of progress, but revealing another one of their operations out of Egypt. It's time to send Bull back in, and see if we can learn more about where their main headquarters are. While we wait for him to snoop around, we'll send the gang out to deal with another alien invasion site in Brazil. Next time, we'll take on Operation Unceasing God. Thanks for joining as we now fight this war on 2 fronts. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment to let me know what you're liking the most about it. Subscribe for more. I've been busy lately, but I'm still aiming to have an episode out every Wednesday for now. Thanks again. See ya.